going on, everybody? Devon, aka the Black Airbender, with Lockward here, and we're just gonna have a nice conversation about fasting, breath, and all the above. So you want to start off?
Well, I want to say thank you guys for watching, taking the time, because time is everything. Thank you to you, Devon, for having me here. And if you guys don't know about me, I am, an herbalist, wellness coach. I speak about fasting, detoxing, connecting with the earth, and how people can use nature to transform their well-being, their bodies, mind, body, spirit. That's what I am passionate about. That's what I live. It's not about preaching, it's about living it. And I've been doing this for about 10 years, working with master healers and herbalists, and as a way of life, and synchronicities. We touch base based on some circles here in Miami, and also some other things that you want to share. One of my teachers, you met, like his wife. And
I met Dr. SEBi's wife at a mini concert in New York, and you can just tell how much the vibration just resonates off a person like that who has been helping heal. And sure enough, coming in contact with Tommy, he literally just walks in the room. I'm like, I've seen your face before, but I don't know where. Don't know where. And then apparently he's been one of his teachers was actually Dr. SEBi. So many synchronicities. I'm not surprised anymore. It happens almost every other day or every day, really. And that's the power of connecting with yourself. And the more you connect with yourself, the more you start to see and attract certain things to your being, and it becomes part of your everyday life. What you do frequently is your frequency, like I like to say.
Yeah, that's powerful right there. I say that a lot of you out there may have heard of Dr. SEBi, and I think that it's a bold statement to say that he was my teacher, because a lot of people may get that confused maybe out there, but I'd like to just put that into perspective, because I had a teacher that was from here. He was an herbalist, taught me about fasting, had me drinking sea moss, like way before I even knew who Dr. SEBi was, and way before the whole popularity about sea moss. When he passed, I researched Dr. SEBi back in 2014 for like around 2 years. I met him in 2016 personally. I interviewed him in Spanish. I have in my YouTube channel an interview with him. He was actually delighted with the work I was doing prior with the herbalist, and he had the graciousness to invite me to do some projects with him. I found myself in meetings with him and a lot of the people with him, including east side, left side woman's mother. I found myself with his right-hand man, Pablo. The picture of Dr. SEBi when he passed, taking a picture of him and Pablo and whatnot. And one of the things that I like to say is that, like, during my conversation with him, he spoke really highly of my aunt. He spoke really highly of her gentle spirit, and it's funny that out of all the people claiming that they have the formulas and all that kind of stuff, I feel like my aunt does have the spirit of a healer, because there has to be, like, I guess that distinction between someone who's marketing something that's popular or someone who actually has the intention. The truth is, everything is intention, I believe. And people resonate with that and feel that, just like you said when you met her, that you felt her intention. So, beyond that, I'd say that one of the beautiful synchronicities was that I'm currently on the liquid fast journey, And during the time that we met, we were all going around, and I believe you said that you had your own journey with doing your own liquid fasting. So that's one of the things that we really want to get into, more than just other conversations. I believe that that's really powerful. I think that I want to know a little bit more about that.
So 2 years, the first time I even did breathwork, my first session was 2 hours, and one of my CEOs, he had me fast for 2 weeks. My first time fasting on liquids for that long, and we did the 2-hour breathwork session. I was purging, I was crying, lots of laughter. Towards the end though, lots of crying beforehand, and you can find, I find that on liquids, at least, or fasting in general, you can breathe deeper. The more you breathe, and in a deep essence, the more you can feel. And I felt all my traumas come up, and I dealt with you literally take them head on. Especially when you do breathwork, you are taking your traumas head on, literally. And 2 years prior going to 100% liquids, I was 80%. And the more I did breathwork, the more I just wanted to just let go, and find myself just giving into the Tao, however you want to describe it, the way, a way, and I went 100%, and it's been a year and a half, almost 2 years. We're getting real close.
That's quite amazing, because I've never really met an individual like yourself. I mean, when I started liquid fasting for 30 days, my first time in 2012 with my first teacher, I found it hard to relate to everyone around me. But I loved it because, the body's 75%, water. It has an ability to regenerate itself when you drink a lot of liquids, your skin glows. And I had actually dry eyes. The first time that I did 30 days. At the end of it, I woke up with my eyes completely hydrated. I could see clearer, I could see sharper, and it's a practice that I kept up every single year. I took a month and I fasted for 30 days. Fasting can be used for many things, right? Like you said, when you combine it with breath, you're not hiding things anymore. You're not basically masking things with food and things that are pleasurable to the senses. So whatever is there, it's there, and it comes out. So personally, I think that because of everything that's happening in the world right now, starting at the beginning of May, actually May 9th, the first day of my liquid fasting, and I've been going at it ever since. It's been, I don't know, 140 days, I bet, something like that. And this is actually the longest time I've liquid fasted in a row. It's been transformational, and it's been able to set me apart from the same things that are happening right now, which is it's a really great opportunity, especially during this time, to really go within yourself. And I believe as everyone has a subtle feeling about it too, that it's not going to sound like mumbo jumbo even to people that are not spiritually aware. Everybody feels something. Something's different this year. Now, it's not only about COVID. You're kind of like at the, when you're riding a roller coaster where you're just about to go to the top and something's coming. I believe that we're at that point. And so those of us that are doing the inner work are going to have an easier time with whatever is going to manifest. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. But, I believe that we've been been misled in many ways as far as the way that society has told us certain things. And I know that based on even my journey of fasting, right? They say that, that it's impossible to be fasting this long, or, there's so many things that we come up with, right? Like, the society tells us that's possible. And I just believe that right now is a time to get our stuff together, our do the inner work, and I'm really happy. My manifestations are more liquid. Yeah, it's more liquid, it flows more. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Things just go better.
Yeah. It's literally inner alchemy. That's how I see it. They say you are what you eat, and if you're always intaking liquid in a way, how they say food is medicine, and in a way it's like a meditation, like eating itself is meditation. It's something you're doing. It's something you're doing on a daily basis, and it is literally a frequency because you're doing it quote unquote frequently. So it ties into one, and you're just perceiving liquid. Life itself starts to become more fluid, and in that perception of reality. And then your inner world, your inner alchemy, will express itself radiating from your inner world to your outer world. And just like he went through the door, and I was like, I've seen your face before. And it's just interesting how you just attract, the same people on your frequency. Ever since I came down here, it's just been a roller coaster in itself. So
yeah, we also moved back. Well, I moved back to Miami like right at the same time you got here.
Yeah, April. I think you came in June. You said?
No, I came like late April. Yeah.
Oh, late April. Okay. Wow. There you go.
Yeah, man. One thing I wanted to ask you, bro. Do you feel like you're born again? Like you're not the same person when you started?
I feel more like a kid, if anything.
Yeah, right.
And one of the main things I noticed going on this 3-year journey of just mainly liquids is I'm less judgmental. I am less judgmental. I can honestly say that.
It's easier to let go of things, right?
Yeah.
I think that I'd say that that's one of the things that makes it easier to let go of even illness and things that are plaguing you. That's one of the things that Dr. SEBi loved to do when he had people come to him. He would take him to the sauna, feed him a lot of liquids, a lot of things, and so it moves things out of you when you're doing more liquids. And I'd say that everybody should definitely intake more of this and understand our cycles of nature, because I think that when you have liquids, you give yourself more room to breathe, as Devon mentioned, because when you're full, right, when you're full with food, your belly's full. But as a singer, when you sing with your diaphragm, and even as when you take deep belly breaths. One of the things that my first mentor, Rastafudi, taught me, he always said to me, breath is key. Breath is key. And why is that, right? Because you can live longer without water, you can live longer without food, but you can't live without breath. And breath actually connects us to plants. And that tells us that we're inextricably linked to the natural world. Because I find that a lot of people think that, they point at nature as like, oh, it's getting into a tangent here, but it's like, oh, it's like, it's natural for men to eat animals or men to eat animals and stuff. But you know what, guys? The lions are not killing and storing meat in their fridge. You know what I mean? Like, we can't just choose one thing or another from nature and say that it's part of the natural world. Humans are not like animals. We're not built that way. We have different functions here. As you know, because we build ships, we build buildings, breathwork, we do a lot of different things. And one of the things that I really do find important is the humility in connecting to plants and breath. And I think that one of the things that made it to my fasting was every time I did a liquid fast, I make sure to take time every single morning with a lot of liquids in my stomach to breathe. And I find it very important, which is why you're the expert with this breath. Because even though I always like to use deep breathing, I haven't really explored as much the types of breath. That's something that I'm open to learn and open to think.
If you did something today, how do you feel with that?
I feel like, yeah, I do. Actually, I feel like I want to try it again later on today. And I like what you said about the numbers, the minutes that we use. Yes, and I think that there's a philosophy with it too. Something that I probably wouldn't explain as good as you, but I think that it definitely opened my mind to some different things that I can try while I'm doing my fast, and it's something that I'm going to implement more. Ever since we met, actually, that first reference we shared with the conscious men group that we met that night, I've tried to implement that even laying down and stuff like that. So I want to definitely try that today. Like, I want to share.
Yeah, when I look at like some people who try to transition to a healthier diet, they may find it hard in the aspect of letting go, and some of them don't have the emotional tools to do that. And one of the main emotional tools, for me at least, was breathwork. For sure, the breathwork. And different emotions will come up during fasting, right? And you have an inner dialogue in that aspect too. And breath is an inner dialogue. You're just hearing the breath, inhale, touching every part of your blood, because 70% of the blood is in the stomach. And that's pumping your blood into a cycle, into a rhythm, depending on how you breathe too, because there's so many different layers of the multidimensional being that we are, so many different stress factors that also hits us in many different ways. And I made Alchemy the way I did because it makes breathing a lot of fun. It doesn't feel too mundane in the aspect of just exploring yourself. Different types of breath work, different breathing patterns will allow yourself to explore different parts of you. Just how when you fast, different parts of you will come out, and different triggers will come out, different things that you never knew were stored within your body and your subconscious was there, and you have to take it head on.
Yeah, man. Actually, when you said come out, it's a very interesting transition point, because the skin is our largest organ, and it's one of the first things that starts to show some of the work. I was actually looking at your skin, bro. It looks flawless. It looks awesome. Yeah, you feel brand new. When you incorporate breathing, oxygenating your blood, bringing some vitality back into your body, and also putting the right things in there, because, well, the body's a mysterious thing, and there's a lot of stories, a lot of people who have written books on what's possible for it, and I gotta tell you, most people are not aware, because they're caught into drinking alcohol, like doing things that are not necessarily good for the body. But even if you are, like, I believe that even what we're doing, it's scratching the surface to like what really is possible for humanity and for the human body to endure. And obviously, before we even started the session, we had some sessions talking about all these different things that we've read and masters, people who have transcended a lot of things, a lot of physical limitations, and it's not about it's not about trying to do something for the glory or spiritual ego, but it really is to try to get better at being yourself, heal a lot of things, and that's why I do fasting, because we have DNA within us, whether you believe in past lives or don't. We don't even have to get into that. Just understanding that we have DNA from our forefathers and understanding that we're dealing with their stuff that they did.
Something the same here.
Right, yeah, exactly. So, a lot of us at this stage are being called to clean their lineage. And so that's what I believe is happening. That's why people like me were initiated in these paths, as well as you, as well as Tyler, my good friend, and other good souls that we're encountering here. And people are just beginning to say, no, I don't want to deal with this anymore.
We're done with the generational trauma.
Right. Because, we've been doing this for a while, and people realize that it's time for something new. That's why I think that these things are happening worldwide, right? These are just hard pains. Something creative. Better.
Alright guys, and thank you all for sharing the breath.
Hi, my name's Dane. I just had a incredibly beneficial Alchemy Breathwork session with Devon. I've had a deviated septum pretty much my whole life, even had surgery. And he showed me some exercises that opened up my nostrils for the first time. And I can remember, to be able to have the ability to breathe through both nostrils and have a good sense of smell. Not only that, but it increases the oxygen in my brain and makes me more present and aware. So I'm extremely grateful for all of the exercises and information and knowledge that he passed on to me, having to do with that. We also talked about, in this whole COVID-19 pandemic world we're living in, I have to wear my mask on my face pretty much the entire day. I work, thankfully I'm still working, but I work selling vitamins and herbs and homeopathy. I'm a nutritional consultant, and so I have issues, with wearing the mask because I've had issues breathing. And actually I do Alchemy Breathwork throughout the day with the mask on, and it's been very successful. At least psychologically, I feel like I can breathe better. It's almost like there's a barrier between me and the stupid mask. And he, his exercises and his knowledge and the breathing techniques that Alchemy Breathwork brings me not only makes me feel more confident breathing in general, but now with the mask, I can feel like I can breathe without feeling claustrophobic. So we talked about that. That was great. Pretty much everything we talked about was really incredibly beneficial to me and where I'm at with my life, physically, mentally, emotionally. I think certainly there are a lot of other things, exercise, dealing with your emotions and feelings and trauma, but from the standpoint of the breath will give you anything you need and take you anywhere you want to go in terms of staying present and aware. And if, presence and awareness is all we have, it starts with the breath, and breathing. So thank you, Devon, for all you do for everyone, all you share. And thanks again for a great alchemy session. Namaste.